doing it now, so don't. Yeah, don't. I know what you're like. You're a fan of the camera, aren't you? Come on out here. You don't know what she's like. She's always going, when I'm setting it up, she's always going, "Whoa," in front of the camera. Not like me, shy and retiring type. Right, starting, so you stay in there. I'm not going to say anything else about it. Hello and welcome to Review the Brew with me, Joe Brew. It's just a normal lockdown week now. We probably shouldn't talk about lockdown because that sort of dates these, doesn't it? Puts these in the past, sort of like when you watch the first series of the Office and you see the office equipment they've got and everything's run on Windows 95. And you see, you really notice that when you go back and watch, or Hackers in that's a universal symbol for hackers. Hackers in a film with those green screens. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean. Mainframe. Yeah, I mean mainframe. So no, I mean like it's like a hacker, and the hacker's like like in when they use an Apple Mac in Independence Day. This is beside the point. Hello, welcome to Review the Brew. I'm Joe Brew. Changed my name by default this week to Olaf Brew. I thought that'd be funny, but I still call myself, still a stage name. Like Lorraine Kelly, I can claim back on my tax or whatever she did to cheat the tax man, and we're all cheering her on for it. Good old Lorraine, because Lorraine's different to Lorraine Kelly. Back to the normal things this week. I mean, it was last week as well, but beard's growing in nicely, and we'll be doing something with the traditional Big Ben glass. So, what's that? What's that? I hear you ask, because I can actually hear through the why are you laughing at that? I can hear them say it through the power of the internet. I wish you had smell-o-vision right now, because Katie's in the kitchen cooking up a pie again. So, she's a bit ashamed of it, but she's cooking up a nice pie. It's a different sort of pie this time, and the vegetables, so I'm told, are going to be amazing. Colettes, if you ever had them. Yeah, they're going to be amazing. Because she's a little bit sad about that, I'm going to probably put something else on the end. Oh, and baklava. She's probably making baklava, so I'll put the baklava at the end, or we made what do you call it? Buffalo chicken the other day. I made buffalo chicken the other day, and I'll tell you what, it was far too salty, almost inedible. Well, really, it was inedible, because I must have made it wrong. So I put 20 grams of salt in it. Put 20 grams of salt in it. This is all beside the point. We're here to review brews, not talk about the loser in the kitchen. No, we're here to talk about brews, not the horrible poos I did. Well, that rhymes. I mean, you're this. Anyway, it's Caffrey's. That's what we're looking at this week, Caffrey's. Now, got this from the regular supermarket I go to. I've heard of Caffrey's before. Who hasn't heard of Caffrey's before? It was in the little section I like with the stout, where I saw the Thwaites Champion Mild, which they don't do anymore. Where the Mackerson Stout is at the top. Where I find all my favourite things. And they had the Caffrey's. So, of course, I'm always looking to see what they have in stock. And you'll find. I was always looking to see what they have in stock, and they had this. Sat there on the shelf, and I bought it without thinking. Now, the interesting bit comes when I looked it up when I got home. Apparently, Caffrey's is very hard to get hold of. In that it's so hard to get hold of that there are suspicions. This is on the Wikipedia page for Caffrey's. There are suspicions that they are trying to eliminate Caffrey's in favour of other products in their range. I can't remember who it was that it's made by now, but I mean, I'll read you the entire can. Refreshingly smooth premium Irish ale. It's signed by Thomas Caffrey. At first I thought that said Alan Shearer. I'm joking, that's a different episode. Callback! Premium ale brewed in the UK to an Irish recipe, so it's made in England now since 1897. I can't find who. It's Coors, that's who it is. It's Coors. So they're trying to get the other products to be higher up on the food chain. However, this is 3.8%. It's right up my street. I've talked to a few people about it, and they said they haven't had it for years. I mean, what more could you want? So, silence please, as ever, for the crack of the can. That was a chef's kiss, crack of a can. If we're just rating that 10 out of 10. Oh man, there is definitely a widget of some kind in there. The interesting thing as well is that all these cans, this is the only one in that. Oh no, they've all got little scratches on, like they've been in the back of the supermarket for a long time. What I've been trying to figure out, so do you pour it like a Guinness, which Guinness you pour, so to imagine that's the top of the can, you literally pour it like that, all the way up. Or do you pour it like you would anything else? So I'm going to pour it like you would anything else and see how that goes. Right, here we go. Upside down at the end there. I was really studging that then. Getting every last drop out. Right. First up, smell the brew. I think I'm going to do that now. I'm going to do little bits and bobs. It's going to like come up on screen. Smell the brew. You know, like little sections. You got to move the times. Smells like Foster's. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it smells hoppy. Settled very quickly. I put a bit too much of a head. There's quite a creamy head. The look of it's good. Oh. It smells like an autumn day with crunchy leaves. Bitter and hoppy. Something you might want when you're watching in the 90s, I would say. It's a Sunday in the autumn, and you've just watched that programme, The Magician's Apprentice, which was on Sundays. You're not a kid. You watched it with your kid, probably, and you're about to drink yourself a Caffrey's. Right, here goes. Not very fizzy. Very smooth. It's very, very smooth. It's a not quite what I expected. So what I expected was for it to taste like my favourite ever drink. And I know I say Mackeson's this, but the best drink I've ever had is a drink called Belhaven Best. It looks a bit like that. It's a bit darker. I'd say a bit darker than that, wouldn't you? Okay, fine. It's about that colour. It was a little bit weaker, maybe 3.8%. Maybe a little bit weaker. Anyway, I had it in Scotland in a pub called the Scotia, and it was like it tasted like sort of semi-clear Guinness. And that's what I was expecting this to taste like. This does not taste like that. Why I told you that whole story, I don't know. Again, didn't even do the two-handed taste. Bring that back. Bring back the two-handed taste. I can see the comments now. Yeah, it's really smooth. It's smooth, but it does have a strong enough flavour to actually make you want to drink more. It's not like a clear Guinness. It's its own thing. Yeah, it's definitely an old pub beer. It's something that you wouldn't expect to see in a Wetherspoons or taste or smell. It tastes like a night talking to strangers in a pub that you don't know. A pub that you've walked in thinking that the music would stop and everyone would turn around and glare at you. However, they didn't. I'm quite pleased and buoyed by your own, your own confidence at having walked into this situation, and you carry on walking. You get to the bar, but you panic slightly and you order the first thing that you recognise the name of, and it's a Caffrey's. But you have a great night spent talking to strangers before the end times. Well, I've got to go. Baklava's in the oven. It's not in there. I mean, I'll say a few things. I'll say a few things are in the oven. I'll say a few things are in the oven, and then we'll just edit them out. So I'll say like, baklava's in the oven, chicken's in the oven, pie's in the oven, lasagna's in the oven. So gotta go. All of those things are in the oven. See you next time. Bye bye.